Today I'm going to talk about a classic heavy metal band that started back in 1976. I'm talking about Accept, one of the most legendary German metal bands. The new album is called Humanoid. It was released on April 26, 2024 via Napalm Records. The album was produced by Andy Sneap, who has produced recent albums by classic metal bands such as Judas Priest and Saxon. It was recorded at Backstage Recording Studios in Derbyshire in the UK. This is the band's 17th studio album. It's not a concept album, but it deals with topics like AI and how people are over-reliant on technology. This band likes to write about a variety of topics. For example, the title track is about AI and technology. Frankenstein is about the classic character, and Straight Up Jack is a drinking song. We have lots of classic heavy metal on this album. There are some Middle Eastern influences. There are some energetic songs that were made for a live setting, and there are some AC/DC styled rockers. The band also likes to include some classic traditional heavy metal in their songs, so you can hear some of that as well. The last time we heard from Accept was back in 2021 when they released Too Mean to Die. I reviewed that back when my channel was only a few months old. I'll link that to the end screen. The album has 11 songs. It is 48 minutes long. The first track is Diving into Sin, and right off the bat they start with some Middle Eastern guitar riffs. They go into some traditional heavy metal. I've always liked Mark Tornillo. He has his own voice. He doesn't sound exactly like Udo, but at the same time his voice fits the band very well. I would say he is one of the best replacements in heavy metal history. Now let me say that there is a significant amount of cheese on this album, as well as pretty much all of their albums. There's a line in this song, and they say, "Let the sin begin." That kind of gave me some Psycho Sinner flashbacks, but that's the only negative I have on this. This is some fun heavy metal that's melodic and heavy, has a sound that brings back the classic days of the 80s. Let me also mention that there's a little bit of an AC/DC sound here as well, as if AC/DC went full-on metal. Next is the title track called Humanoid. This one has some triple guitar with the heavy guitar riffs paired with a melodic opening solo. This is some of the heavier songs, has lots of energy. The lyrics are very science fiction-like, where they describe this humanoid that is half man, half machine. The song is supposed to be about the near future, where we start with AI, then we make these humanoid-like robots that are programmed with AI technology, which is something that doesn't seem too far away. It's a fun song. It's catchy. Has some cool parts like a breakdown where they shift gears and they mix in a little bit of classical music. There are also some cheesy parts where the guitar sounds like R2-D2 or something of that nature. Next is Frankenstein. This one has lyrics about the classic monster. These lyrics are from the point of view of the monster who comes to life and has to cope with the fact that he is alive again. He doesn't know why. He doesn't know what he's supposed to do. Basically, it explores the feelings that the monster has about being alive again and wanting to escape. The song is a classic heavy metal song with some heavy and light parts. The song is very melodic. It's catchy. It has a memorable chorus that will stick in your head. They sing the line, "I'm alive." That's very memorable. There's a cool guitar solo. I thought it was a good track. Has everything you would expect from this band. Let me also say the music video is pretty cool, but they make Frankenstein's monster look like the Incredible Hulk. I thought that was very strange. Next is a song called Man Up. The intro has a very 80s hard rock, bluesy type of sound in the intro. Song's about being a man, masculinity, that Andrew Tate type of stuff. It's about how life will knock you down, but you just have to get back up and fight the daily fight. They also sing the line, "Man up, can't beat the dealer, just play your cards," where they use the cards you're dealt with as a metaphor for life. It's an uplifting song where they sing, "Man up, life is hard," that's the chorus. And then there's another one that kind of gives me like AC/DC vibes, kind of a mix between like AC/DC and like 80s Wasp or that type of band. It's not a full-blown ballad, but at the same time it's one of the more laid-back tracks. The solo is pretty cool, has some neoclassical flavoring mixed in. This is The Reckoning. I like the guitar intro on this track. It's very brief, but it goes into a typical heavy metal guitar riff, similar to Painkiller by Judas Priest. It's a little slower. Song is about the end days or Judgment Day. They make references to the Bible story of the last days on earth. They also mention the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. It's a fun track, lots of heavy metal guitar riffs. You can just have a good time listening to it. The next song is called Nobody Gets Out Alive. This is one, it's a straightforward hard rocker. The song sends a message that you have to live the life you want because nobody gets out alive. It's another fun heavy metal track. It's somewhat uplifting, even if the subject matter is kind of dark. The main message behind the song is to enjoy your life. The music is very good. It's not a super heavy song. This is more of a hard rock song bordering on metal. It basically sounds like classic Accept. Ravages of Time is a power ballad that starts with some soft guitars and melodic leads. The song is about getting old and reminiscing about your past. There's a line where they say, you think you live forever, and it's all fun and games, but the candle burns into two flames. I think everybody gets to a point in life where they reach a certain age and they know the end is getting closer. I guess it's because these guys are getting up there in age. They're not that old. They're old enough. Wolf Hoffman is 64. Mark Tornillo is 69. But I think that's when you kind of start to think the years ahead are kind of numbered. I like the song a lot. They don't do a lot of ballads, but I thought it was a very good one. The next song is called Unbreakable. This one hits harder. They turn up the energy on this track. It sounds like a classic heavy metal song. The song is about the band and how they are unbreakable. They've been together for many years, and they've released many albums over the years. They've changed members, but this band is still going strong. I agree with this. I think this band has been very resilient over the years, and they are still making some good music. The song also has some that classical music in the guitar solo. I heard a little bit of that Hall of the Mountain King in it. I know the band likes to do that often. The next song is called Mind Games. This one is pretty heavy. It's a little darker. Has a pretty cool galloping sound in the intro. The lyrics seem to be about your mind playing tricks on you. It appears to be describing somebody either with crippling anxiety or a paranoid personality or something like that. It describes a situation where you're laying in bed at night and you feel somebody or something is coming after you. Musically, it's a heavy metal song. It's energetic, has lots of guitar riffs, and the gallop, which I mentioned before. The song is also pretty catchy. It has that kind of chorus where it will stick in your head after you listen to it a few times. This band also, they are the masters of melody when it comes to heavy metal. They really have that cool triple guitar attack down. The song Straight Up Jack. The song is about drinking. They mention many different forms of alcohol, such as whiskey, rum, and vodka. The song has a big AC/DC influence, maybe more leaning towards the Bon Scott era. The album has some songs that are more heavy metal, and some of these songs are more hard rock, and this is one of the more hard rock songs. Still pretty good. I probably like the heavier songs better, but I'm not saying it's a bad track. It's just not one of my favorites. The last track is called South Side of Hell. This one has some of that neoclassical guitar playing as well as the traditional heavy metal galloping rhythm style. This is the type of song that sounds like it could have been an instrumental at first, but the vocals come in after a minute. And this is one of the heavier and faster songs on the album. I think this band does that very well. In the song, they sing the line, "It's a long road to heaven from the south side of hell." And I guess the lyrics are open to interpretation. I understand it as someone who is trying to better themselves after hitting rock bottom or something along those lines. I think this is one of the better songs as it's one of the heavier ones. And now for my final thoughts. I think Accept is one of those bands where I like their later stuff better than a lot of their earlier albums. I think the one exception to that would be Balls to the Wall because it's a classic album. But otherwise, I'd probably rank a lot of the Mark Tornillo albums ahead of a lot of their 80s material. But I thought this was a strong album. It's probably better than the last one, Too Mean to Die. This band sounds very good. I probably need to do another ranking video. I did one 2 years ago, but I'm due for an update. But for now, I'll give this a solid 8 out of 10. It's possible it might go up maybe half a point after I spend some more time with it, but they're not doing anything different. They're not reinventing the wheel. They're giving you what you expect. They do it very well. And for that reason, I gave it that score. Check out my old video of Accept's Too Mean to Die. I'll stick that right there. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, and more. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.